I notice that a lot of people struggle to make selling effective, whether it's on a written page or whether we're talking to a client. And what they often do is get caught in trying to convince somebody to sign up. This is Mark Silver with Heart of Business, and I want to give you some tips on how to make your selling more effective from the heart. And the very first step is actually kind of a mental shift. And the shift is to not try to convince people to enroll. The very idea of trying to convince people to enroll is coming from the attitude, the belief that they don't want to sign up, that they don't want what you're selling, and that you somehow have to convince them that it's okay. You have to change their minds. And that's where a lot of people fall into, even unintentionally, manipulative sales tactics, pressured sales tactics, trying to convince them, oh, you're doomed if you don't do this, and all the different things. We won't go through all of that. I actually created a whole guide called Don't Buy Now, which I'll include the link below, that explains all the different unethical, manipulative sales tactics that I'm aware of, so that you can be more aware of them and avoid them. But when you're really trying to do is speak primarily to people that really want what it is that you're offering, that they want help, that you can genuinely help them and they want your help. And what you're trying to do is not convince them, you're just trying to help them feel safe enough to take the step forward and say yes. Notice in your being, notice in your heart and in your body how you can relax, where you know that you're only speaking to people that already want what you are offering. And you're just trying to help them feel safe enough to step forward. It's so much more wonderful and nourishing to focus your attention on that effort and let all the people that you would ordinarily have to try to convince to change their minds, to just let them go. So, if you're trying to help people feel safe, what helps them feel safe? First of all, what helps them feel safe is when they feel seen. They want to know that you really get who they are and what they're struggling with. They want to know that you understand their problems. This is the heart of what the whole thing about naming somebody's problems and talking from the problem, what the real intention is. It's really about empathy. It's about connection. It's about building trust. If people don't believe that you see them and understand their problem and what they're struggling with, then they're not going to trust what you're offering is relevant to them. So that's the first thing, is to spend some time empathizing with them and explaining how you really understand what they're going through. Sometimes in live time that involves listening, right? And on a written page it involves making some empathetic guesses, speaking to what you think they're going through, what they're struggling with, from a real open-hearted place of just empathy and care. So that's one thing. The second thing is that you want to help them understand that you've helped other people, that you have some experience doing this. And you can explain and get this across both by explaining your approach somewhat to describe like how you work and why it's effective, and also taking some time to share some case histories, share some of your experience and some of the people that you've helped. This, of course, can all be done, all the things I'm naming are things that can be done in a hypey way, but they can also be done from a place of just care, saying, hey, you're probably wondering how I work, to understand how it could be effective, and starting to explain the principles that your work is founded upon, the approach that you use and why it's effective. That can really help people relax. And then sharing some case histories. These are the kinds of people I've helped. Here's some stories of people that were struggling and how I've helped them. Here's how many people I've helped. This is how many years I've been helping people. When I explain, for instance, that I've been doing this work for 20 years, that I've worked with over 4,000 businesses, and that we've really seen some ups and downs in all different kinds of economies and recessions and et cetera, that we really have some care, and we've seen some overall patterns to how people work. Like, that can bring some trust in. So there's, of course, more to the story, but if you start just by helping people feel seen, helping people understand your approach, and helping people understand your experience, they can begin to see the relevance of what you're offering, and that maybe they can start to trust, and they can start to feel safe that what they really want, your help, that it's safe enough to take it. I hope this has been helpful. I'm curious, what else helps you feel safe? And I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe in all the different ways. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe and the bell so you get notified. If you're watching this on Facebook, like our business page so you can be part of our audience. If you're on our website, go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter. We just want to get the help to you and help your business fly. Blessings.